Hey, folks, welcome back to the Spotlight. This is our show where Peter and I get the chance to chat with folks in the entertainment business, and we are so thrilled to be joined by the lovely, the magnanimous Bonnie Gordon from Star
Woohoo!
Trek Prodigy and a lot of other stuff. Bonnie, good evening. How are you today?
Hello. Thank y'all for having me.
Oh,
I
it's a
know it's
very
been
excited.
a long time trying to schedule. My
I
schedule's
know, and
usually
I
all
and
over the
especially
place.
and especially with all your travels too, because you have been all over the place recently. You and I chat from time to time, and I think
Yeah,
we've known each other a couple years. So I met you in Vegas at Star Trek Las Vegas back in 2023, and I'm so excited to have you on the show.
I'm excited
Um,
to be here.
yeah, we'll jump
Let's
right
trek
on
out
into it.
together.
Yeah, what'd you say?
Let's trek out together.
Let's trek out together. I'm down with that. Well, it always makes most sense for me to get started at the beginning. How did you get into show business, as it were?
Oh gosh, show business in itself. I mean, I'm originally from Louisiana, so I got my start doing like small community theater stuff and speech and debate. In
All right.
in school, I wanted more than anything, to continue doing theater and performing. I had my heart set on New York, couldn't afford to go to college there, so I stayed in Louisiana, but I left after once Hurricane Katrina happened, the whole state kind of like
Oh, yeah.
was taking any funding it could anywhere. Like the arts in the schools were really hurting because they
Mm,
were cutting funds and scholarships. So I just thought that would be a good time to exit. So I left
yeah.
Louisiana, ended up in Orlando working for Disney World, started performing
Yeah.
in Vegas, and then moved to LA, and I've been here ever since. I've
Oh my
just
god.
thrown a bunch of noodles at the wall and see what sticks. I love doing voiceover. I love doing theater. I love
Yeah.
music.
Yeah.
Just bringing joy to others through performing is my
Absolutely.
favorite thing.
That's
Absolutely.
cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Good deal. Well, we'll get more into
I
the
know
Star
that was a
Treks.
very
Yeah.
long-winded
I
answer.
don't think so. I thought it was very
Back in
succinct
the
myself.
day, Genesis, a star was born. Like running back, chapter one. I was born on the bayou. Anyway.
I mean, that could be interesting,
I'll take
do
it.
do it that way.
I'm already invested. I like
Just
it.
gotta get an
Well,
animator to
get
start
my
doing stuff.
audiobook. Is that
Oh
There
my
you go.
gosh. I'll let Peter ask you a question, and then I've got another one, but Peter, go for it.
sure?
Alright, so I was perusing some of your background because
Okay.
like to know, and one of the things that kinda stood out to me just in the early part was I read that you were a Barker from
I
Romani
knew
Equestrian
that was
Show
gonna come up.
Caravan.
I don't
It's
know
it's
who
something
put
I
that on my
just
Wikipedia, but
I was
it's
wondering
not
that too.
honestly, it's not 100% inaccurate. So
Okay.
there was a
Not
time in my
inaccurate.
life for 3 months of like living between Orlando, um, and moving to Vegas and doing shows in Vegas, where I traveled for a good like 2 to 3 months with this equestrian acrobatic jousting show that like traveled around
That's
the
neat.
That's
country.
amazing.
Yeah. So we did a lot of Ren fairs and like state fairs, festivals. Yeah, I was kind of like their wench. Like, I guess that would be
Oh,
the
okay.
best way to describe me. Or I'd be like, ladies and gentlemen,
Oh my god.
lords and ladies, welcome to it'd be the whole first half would be like a jousting tournament, and then the second half of the show would be like them doing trick riding, like backflips, juggling fire and machetes off the back of the horses, very much
Oh my
like
god.
they were like 7 8 generation Romanian, um you know trick horse trick riders
Oh,
with like
that's
this
neat.
family
That's wild.
that were in charge of the show. So it was not wrong. Like there were carnies, like we were around that world, and I was the announcer, which basically makes me the barker, I guess, if you want to
Nice.
put it in those terms. That's what I did. That was one of my jobs, if you want to call that a job. And then I moved to Vegas. That was right after or right before I moved to Vegas. So
Yeah.
And it looked like you were in, with the, Star Trek: The Experience for a little bit
I
too.
did, yes. When I
Oh.
lived in Vegas, oh man, that was one of my favorite
I
jobs I
went
lived.
with my brother in 1998, literally right when it opened.
I
What
wasn't
an
there
what
yet.
an
Sorry.
experience.
I
No, yeah.
was
No,
part of
I
the
was
closing cast, so I
that was
was,
before your time. But yeah, I know it was open for like a decade or longer,
yeah,
wasn't it?
literally
It
a decade,
closed
10
before
years.
I could even think about going.
It just breaks my heart.
Man. It was
Just breaks my heart.
and I wish I was the level of Trekkie I am now back then, because I think I would have appreciated it so much more, and I would have taken more pictures, I would have documented more, I would have enjoyed it more, I would have been better at my job. I mean, of course I would have been. It was like what, 15, 20 years ago when I worked there.
Yeah.
So as an entertainer and an actor, I'm more experienced and
Right.
would put on a better show. But
Right.
yeah, man, what a heartbreaking thing when that closed. I've never seen so many Klingons cry.
Oh.
Never,
The
never.
closing ceremony was so sad. I got to walk down the red carpet in my Starfleet uniform. And,
Oh, that's cool.
What
yeah.
style of Starfleet uniform? DS9 or Voyager?
Next Gen. I was on the Next
Oh.
Gen side with
Okay, cool.
Riker and Geordi LaForge and the Klingons attacking. There were two different attractions at that
Yep.
place.
I've seen the videos of
Yeah.
them, but I was never
Oh.
actually there.
I remember when I went, I don't know that there was that much programming, but I have a great picture and I still have it on the wall in my living room. My brother and I, arm in arm in Quarks. And I had my warp core breach glass for years until it finally broke, you know. But I mean, it's 20 almost, oh god, it's almost 30 years gone by. Which is crazy.
Let's not age ourselves here.
Absolutely incredible memory. But I'm glad you mentioned being a Trekkie because you know, as I said, you and I met at Star Trek Las Vegas back in 23. And I was familiar with you obviously through Prodigy at that time, I think, or
I was around.
You were around. You were around, and so we just ended up chatting. You know, you're a very friendly person.
I was just
so
like
I probably
stuck in a random nebula to the left.
I probably
I'm like, who's that?
I probably just started chatting you up, and then since you know we've stayed in touch over the last 3 years, when I started talking to you about coming on Pod, I asked the question that I feel like nobody ever asks of people who are associated with Star Trek: are you a fan? And you said yes, I'm a fan.
Yes.
Tell me about your fandom. Tell me about how you said, you know, back 15 years ago you were sort of a fan, but not the fan you are now. So tell me about that.
I knew enough to improv my way out of a situation when we had to delay.
Be an entertainer, yeah.
It was like I knew Star Trek, but I wasn't a Trekkie, you know?
Yeah.
And it wasn't until later years where I was like, you know what, I'm going to do a rewatch. I'm going to start from the beginning. I'm just going to jump in because this is a part of, you know, what I did in the past as a job. And, you know, I was already such a huge nerd for some of the other fandoms as well. So I might as well just add Star Trek to my utility belt. And I dove deep. And again, this was obviously before Prodigy, before a lot of this. And I kind of became obsessed, not in a creepy way, but like I love it.
There's no creepy. You're talking to two guys who've been doing a Star Trek podcast for 5 years.
That's true.
We're very obsessive, so it's okay.
But in the best way possible. You know, it was one of those. I was so pleased to have, I don't know, gone back to it instead of just like after the Star Trek experience closed down. I've been like, I don't need to go back to this fandom. And I'm so grateful that in hindsight, I was like, you know what? I remember how much I loved working that job and like being in that universe. Let me revisit that. I need some feel good shows. And yeah, I just dived right back in and fell in love with it all over again to extreme. And then of course, whenever I found out that they were going to be doing some animated shows, this was before when they first made the announcement of both Lower Decks and Project.
Yeah.
I remember trying to pull every single string I could to get auditions and to get myself in the casting room and to, you know, throw myself into the faces of the, you know, creators and the producers, almost to a not healthy way. So I do not recommend that. That is not how you get a job.
You didn't do suction cup man up the side of the
That's probably a great reason.
Hide in the bushes.
I don't live in SoCal because I'd be creeping outside Paramount and be like, get that old man out of here. We don't want to see some guy hanging around.
We do that now, and they're like, "Oh, she's Bonnie. She's fine."
Yeah, we had
her off the Paramount lot after dark.
We had Eugene on. Eugene Cordero was our guest last week, and we have we have Vernon Smith, who draws the Lower Decks comic, is going to be our guest next week.
He drew me into one of his comics.
I know that he drew Heather Antos into one of his comics because she was a guest of ours months ago, but I don't remember seeing you. I'm going to have to go. I have all the issues. I have to go back and look.
I'm definitely in like some kind of bar or, you know,
somewhere
10 forward.
They're 10 forward. Yeah.
Yeah.
I forget what it's called on the Cerritos for some reason, but
or like, you know, if you want to go DS9, the
in Quarks?
Not quarks.
Promenade.
Promenade. Thank you.
The
I'm
Promenade.
like
There you
the
go.
P word. Yeah, the
Somewhere in the
promenade.
background.
I'm somewhere. I think it's a promenade /
Okay.
bar situation is where I'm at.
Yeah.
And my
I'm
hair
good.
is straight. He made my hair like he took a picture of me from like February of last year, I think, from like at a
Yeah.
premiere of like the Snow White and the Seven Dwarves movie that I voiced the evil queen in.
Oh my
It was
gosh.
like a premiere, and he took that photo and put it in the comic. I'm
Yeah.
wearing the same dress and everything. It's great.
Nice.
And he's a
I'm like-
homeboy. He's in Louisiana. I know he's one of yours.
Yeah, he's one of my people, my Bayou babies.
Your Bayou babies.
No, it was so kind of him to do that, and he put Severin, my partner, into it, and like all we were.
Aw.
It was really cool.
I'm gonna
I
have
think
to
he
dig-
loves. I think
Yeah.
especially since he's like, I can't put your character in because how do I represent a computer? I can't
Right.
just have a giant whale in Cetacean Ops floating
Yeah.
in the promenade. So that
Right.
was.
That
Aw.
would be funny,
He
but
wanted to put my
how?
face.
Yeah.
How
Yeah,
does it
exactly.
it fit into the story?
How
Absolutely.
does whale?
How does whale? Well, you kind of tackled a part of Peter's question, but I'll let him jump into it. But before we wrap on this, so when we're looking at Trek,
Hmm?
favorite Trek, favorite episode
Oh,
of that
geez.
show or any show, or one that you love. Let's make it more
I
easy.
can give you like a type 10. That's a lot.
I like
This
a
is
top
lot.
10.
This
I
is a
got
lot.
time for
Okay.
top 10.
I'm
Somewhere
just
in
gonna
your top
throw
10,
out
yeah.
some of my favorites.
Okay.
Okay. Next gen. When it comes to next gen, any data centric episode, because
Oh, yes.
Data was always my favorite character, and I'm also a huge Sherlock Holmes fan in
Oh,
like
yeah.
real life.
Yeah.
And so the fact that they had, one of my favorite characters playing one of my favorite fictional characters, I was like, holy cow! So I love any of the Sherlock throwaway, holodeck episodes, or like anything with Data too, like handful of Data is. I think one of my top favorite episodes of Next Gen is Measure of a Man.
Oh, of course.
I think that
it was
that
number
one
one in our bracket. We did for our 100th
yeah.
episode of our Star Trek show. We did a vote bracket in of all series, and that was the number one.
I think Measure of a Man, the writing on that in particular episode is brilliant. When it comes to like DS9, I love Trials and Tribulations.
Oh,
I think
yes.
that episode is so special in the sense that it merges, the original series and the the current Trek of that day together, and just gave such a beautiful homage to the Trek fans, putting their newer characters into the past. Anyway,
And it's a technological marvel if you ever look at the behind the
it
scenes
was
on it.
For
so
TV
well
and
done. So
TV
well
40 years, 30 years ago. Yeah, it's totally
Yeah.
crazy. That was the 30th anniversary, and now we're 30 years later. So yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was an incredible time to be a Trekker, because you had that, and then Voyager also had a 30th anniversary episode at the same time.
100%.
Yeah, it was good
Yeah,
stuff.
I mean, there's so many episodes that stand out to me that I love. There were some amazing episodes of Picard back in season 3 that like
Oh yeah.
audibly made me get goosebumps every time
Oh yeah.
they do something. And, there's just I could go on and on. I just did a rewatch of Enterprise recently, and there's an episode
That's
of
Peter's favorite. Yeah.
Really? Oh, interesting. I didn't mean to sound that shocked. Sorry.
It's okay.
It's usually not everyone's favorite, but I enjoy it, especially since I know the cast so well now in hindsight, like Dom and Connor and John Billingsley.
Yeah.
Because the fact that I'm so close with those guys makes rewatching it so much more special.
Right.
Because I get to go, oh, I forget how good of actors they are.
We've had John and we've had Connor on the show, and I talked to John kind of frequently. So yeah,
John's wonderful. I do a lot with him with the Hollywood Food Coalition, and
right. Yeah,
great
that's
work
what we were
that he and
talking
his
about
wife-
today. Yeah,
Yeah, they're great. But there's an episode of Enterprise. I can't remember the title, but it's where Connor and Lieutenant Reed and Trip are in a shuttle together.
Shuttle Pod 1.
Shuttle Pod 1.
Yeah, and they think they think the ship has been destroyed, and they're pretty much dying together. And I loved that episode so much, and I think in hindsight it's because I know those two guys so well now. Because it was like, I think the first episode where they really got to show that they were actors.
Right, and it was early on. It was season 1.
It was season 1,
so, yeah.
and that's what I'm saying. I'm on like season 4. I was doing like the whole Enterprise rewatch right now, but that episode in particular, like knowing them now, I was like that episode really stood out to me because it showed off their skills so well.
Yeah,
their acting skills.
yeah, we got to get you.
I think
back
I even texted them and going like,
yeah,
wow, you guys are real actors. And they were like, "Thanks,
Yeah.
Ronnie." Like,
Oh,
yeah, that's what we do for a living. I was like, "Yeah, I know, but like, you weren't hacks. Well done, guys.
yay, no hacks. We
Yay, you can act."
those guys are on the cruise in a couple weeks. My wife and I are aficionados of the
Ugh.
Star Trek cruise, so we're back in this year. I think I put your name in at one point. I might get
I
Bonnie on
keep
there.
telling
I
everybody to
keep doing it.
recommend me.
I'll keep recommending you. I'd
submit
love to see
every
you on there.
year. I would love to
Yeah.
be there. I'm like a
It's-
Swiss Army knife of programming. They can put me anywhere.
Well, yeah,
They can
you
do
would
music,
crush it.
improv, comedy,
Yeah.
D&D, whatever programming they have planned on the ship.
Well, I
Put
will
me
go
in,
in and
coach.
put another recommendation. We're going back next year too. So
Oh,
it's just
shit.
it's funny because my wife and I both love Star Trek, but she loves going on cruises more than I do. So she's like, "Yeah, we're going every year." So
Hey, I mean,
Yeah.
twist my arm, Okay.
yeah, right. And it leaves from Louisiana next year too. It's leaving
What?
out of New
Oh, well,
Orleans.
then I really got to talk to them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Excuse
it's
me, Mr. Star Trek Cruise.
meant to be. I'm gonna be
People.
there anyway. All right, I'm blathering long enough. I'm gonna kick it back to Peter.
Okay.
Oh,
Well,
but I
I mean,
wasn't on favorite episode yet.
Oh
No,
God,
you
I'm so
weren't.
sorry.
I
Please,
could have keep going. I'm trying to skip. I'm trying to give you different
please do.
What's it
Please
called?
do.
different
buckets. The different Star
seasons
Trek
and
buckets.
different entities of the shows. Obviously Prodigy. Episode 6 is a huge standout, the Kobayashi Maru episode. I think that was
Oh, yes.
I think that's when we hooked a lot of the audience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Episode 13 of season 1, the live logs and proper. That episode
Yep.
forever my heart
That one
will
made me grin ear to ear because all of the goofy references,
Oh my
all
gosh.
of the visual gags were amazing.
I'm gonna watch episode tomorrow. I promise. I do.
Yeah.
I have it on digital.
Oh,
so
that's
I'm gonna
right.
watch
You
it.
still haven't watched.
And
you haven't
then there was a
finished.
callback to it in
I've seen
season
it
2,
all.
which was
Yeah.
even
I've
better.
seen it all.
So
Yeah. No, there's no Star Trek I haven't seen. I'm that dedicated to my craft.
I know what it was. I was actually talking to someone earlier today, and my conversation was getting mixed up. But they were like, "I have Prodigy. I just haven't watched it yet." I'm like, "Well, that's dumb."
It shocks me when people say they do this and they're like,
Yeah.
"Well, I really have never got into watching Discovery or whatever." I'm like, "Excuse me, you talk about Star
Discovery
Trek
had
and you
some
don't
good
know Star Trek?"
episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm a huge fan of Strange New Worlds. I love Strange New Worlds.
Yes.
And
How you feeling about Starfleet Academy? We're blown away.
yeah, I'm enjoying it, and I haven't watched the latest episode.
neither.
I only
Okay.
watched the first two because I promised someone I wouldn't watch it without them. So I'm waiting for them to get back into town. So I'm trying to be kind.
Well,
trying
we
to
cover
not cheat.
we cover it in 2
It's hard
episode
not to.
brackets, and we would love to have you listen to our show and give it
Oh,
tell if you like our
absolutely.
stuff. So I will involve you in that. All right. So
Yeah, 'cause
more
'cause
episodes.
I would love. Oh no. We can end it there. But I'm just saying, like, I could go on and on. I haven't even scratched Voyager or Lower Decks or
Right.
original series, or I mean, I could go on and on. But let's
Yeah.
not do that because this podcast can't be that long. I don't know.
I mean,
it could be. I try to be respectful of everybody's time.
No,
but
that's totally fine.
I'm always happy to have you back again any old time. But I'll let Peter. Peter has a question.
all right. So we kind of touched on how you got connected to Prodigy with putting yourself out there, but how was the experience of actually doing the show and then being on, and then like also doing some recording for like the very short treks and
Yeah,
stuff
so
like
like
that?
basically going from fan to being a part of the fandom
Yeah.
is what I
Yeah.
say. First of all, I'm so grateful to the Hageman brothers and the creative team of Star Trek Prodigy because they kind of took a chance on me. I was an unknown, and I was one of the top people that they were considering for the role of Gwen. And I got to come in and do all the scratch voice for Gwen in the very beginning when they were first recording season
Mhm.
1. So I got to do her scratch voice. I got to do Janeway's scratch voice, which was also
Whoa.
really fun. Until they
Wow.
could get Kate in. They used my voice doing Captain Janeway until they could get Kate Mulgrew into the booth.
Not bad at all.
It wasn't too shabby. I don't think Kate agrees with it, but that's fine. She goes,
Aw.
when
Come
she's
on,
heard
Kate.
it, she goes, "I think you sound like Katharine Hepburn. I don't sound like that."
So
And
do
I'm
you,
like-
Kate.
I was like,
That's what
"Well,
everybody says.
I played her on Broadway, That's like, that's what she does. But no, she's amazing. And when watching her talk to fans and just like tell stories, like watching her hold court, it's a masterclass and just being a queen in life. Anyway, that's my 2 cents. But since I was a part of it from the very beginning, I'm talking like I got to see some of the like beginning concept art. I was one of the first people I think in the voiceover team like brought on board, and it was also, you also have to remember we started recording season 1 at the very start of COVID. So I remember going in, I was recording the vocals of Gwen for the pilot episode in studio at Nickelodeon, and we all got emergency beeps on our phone saying Sunday, March 15th, like shutting down LA, you know, like, and we were just like, oh, it'll only be a couple weeks and we can reschedule you to come back in. And I joked like, I could just stay here, guys, for the 2 weeks, because there was like little snacks and little waters in the studio. And I was like, I'll be safe in here. You know, thank God they didn't take me up on that, because I would have been, you know, a dead body discovered, you know, 3 years later at the Nickelodeon. Like, who's this woman that we discovered in the studio booth? She ran out of water pretty quick. But yeah, like, that's a terrible joke. But yeah, I was there in the very beginning, and once they finalized the cast and it was known that I wasn't going to be voicing Gwen, the Hagemans were very adamant about letting me know to not worry and that they would find a role for me. And that's how the ship computer came about. That's how, you know, little incidental characters throughout the show, you know, Ensign over here, you know, bridge crew over here, number 3 over here. You know, like I got to do all these little characters throughout. I got to do like, I think 12 different characters.
Wow.
And then of course, Jillian the whale in season 2 that I got to voice. You know, yay, Citation Ops represented. That's another great episode too, with all the different dimensions. Mirror episode.
Oh yes.
Yep.
Yeah. So good.
Mirror Jillian.
Yeah. I was evil. Even the whales are evil. Best line of all of Prodigy.
I can't remember
whales are evil.
Did they have goatees as well? I have to
No, I told them they should have put the whale. Well, I mean, some of the characters did have goatees. Chakotay.
Of course.
But Janeway shaved that day, so she was fine.
Oh, geez.
But my whale character, I was like, man, it would have been so amazing if they had like a little whale goatee. But the whale, she did have a scar. She had a scar on her face. So that was like the evil version of her. She had a scar over her eye.
Evil scars.
Evil
scars on the other side. Oh my wild.
It was
that's
so
wild. So
yeah, I feel very fortunate. The Hagemans were amazing. I mean, they are amazing. The whole team, Aaron Wolke, Brooke, you know, Chalmer, the voiceover director, Ben, the director. I mean, they were just everyone on this team was just incredible. I know they hate that I praise them all the time.
Yes, people hate praise. Everybody knows
right?
that.
Bonnie, stop it. Stop
I had a conversation with Aaron just yesterday, and I think he's going to be a guest on the show a little bit later on in the springtime.
Dude, talk about a Wikipedia of Trek. I'll be at a convention, and a fan will ask me a question about like the ship or something, or God knows what. And I'm like, I should know this. I was like, you know, but I don't know the answer to this, but I know who will. And I'll text Aaron a question, and I'm saying within minutes, he almost always texts back, like and then it's like a huge paragraphs and paragraphs of information. You know, he's just
we should have him as a guest on the show, Peter.
Oh my gosh, he's amazing. But it's so funny. I'll be like on a panel, and a fan will ask a question. I was like, let me get back to that in 2 minutes. I'm like texting Aaron on the side, and
phone
then like
a friend.
A few minutes later, I'm like, I have an answer for you now. The model of this ship was blah 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 blah, but it wasn't released until this star date of, you know, like that's the kind of level of knowledge he has.
I think we're gonna be best friends with Aaron. That's what I think.
I will sing Aaron's praises to the raptors. Yeah, he's amazing.
Be sure to share if you're having a good time talking to us. Let him know.
Okay, I will.
We look forward to it. So so when I was talking to you over the holidays, you were I tried to write this down. You were in this because you said no, it was an off Broadway play. Because I said,
off Broadway, just one off.
Just one off.
We just weren't on Broadway.
That's why I had a couple of question marks behind it, because I wanted to give myself an out.
Not that many offs. We were on Theater Row.
Then you went to London.
Yeah.
And we're in a show over there. So I'm like, how does all that, you must have the best agent in the world, or things are just nuts for you. It's like, how does all that go down?
Oh man. You know what's so sad though about entertainment is that there's really no, you know, unless you're the creme de la crop, there's no real money behind it, you know, like, so me going to New York and London doing that show, I was like losing money doing it by saying yes to it. But for me, it was more of the experience and the fulfillment of doing it.
Yeah.
I was in Die Hard, the Christmas musical, the Christmas parody musical.
Oh my God, I want to see that so bad.
Holly Gennaro.
Oh my God, and perfect Holly Gennaro. I saw pictures.
I mean, I'm talking giant perm
The
and
shoulder
Shoulder pads.
pads. Oh my gosh.
It's a parody. It's hysterical. It's a fun ride, and I think we're
Yeah.
bringing it back this winter. I'm not sure where we're doing it. Maybe like a short run in LA. And I think
Just sounds
there's hope to
hilarious.
record it and
Yeah, I
put it
want
up
to see it.
somewhere. It's something.
And that was that the show in London, or was that the one off Broadway?
It was both shows.
Oh, so it's
Yeah,
okay.
we did it in New York, and then the whole cast
Yeah.
flew to London and put it.
Well,
It
don't you
does
know,
very well in London,
Yeah.
in the UK, because it's like a pantomime. I don't know if you're all familiar with that theater term.
Yeah.
Panto out in the. Oh, they're so great. I love all the
Yeah.
pantos out there, but it's very much in that vein, and so I really feel like the British audiences, with their sense of humor and their respect for theater as well, and their like theaters for everyone over there.
Yep.
I mean, you can argue theaters everywhere here too, for everyone here too, but you know, really, when you go to New York, it's really for like the elite of like who can afford tickets, who can do this. In London, like everyone's going to theater, every different walks of life. If I remember sitting in the audience of a show like on the West End, next to like a jock, next to like a banker, next to it's like all walks of life, families, people who never watch theater, like a group of rugby players are sitting at the pub discussing the latest Shakespeare they saw the night before, and I was like, this is amazing.
Gosh. I love
that.
it.
I feel like everyone. It's not like the theater nerds and the jock nerds. It was like, no, everybody really respects theater there. I could be wrong. That's just my feeling
it's what you
when I go. It's what I sense. And the audiences there are just so much more interactive and like are not afraid to like laugh and play with us in the show.
Yeah.
From the
audience. I'd love to go to I'd love to go to a show.
I'm not even talking about heckling. They weren't heckling. It's just
not necessarily that performance, but I know that it's more of a thing over there than it is here.
Yeah, it's a more back and forth. It's more of a it's not people performing at you, it's people performing with you.
Yes.
Aww.
Yeah.
I like the sound of that.
Yeah.
That's totally awesome. Yes, I haven't been to the UK in a very, very long time, but I would love to absolutely love to see that. Yeah. All right. Peter has got one last really juicy question.
Oh, juicy. Uh-oh.
Well,
I think it's juicy.
Oh,
yeah.
No.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So another thing that jumped out at me is that you are an avid TTRPG player.
Oh, I am.
And you've been on the Star Trek Adventures live play, which I remember watching a while ago because I followed that game once it came out.
Oh yeah.
I have been a GM, a player in streams. Like I love that game. So I always find it cool to like bump into someone who actually knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah. I mean, I think we were one of the first groups to really play it and put it on the map on Geek and Sundry, Shield of Tomorrow.
Yep, you were. I remember that.
Man, Ensign Lark Sage, one of my favorite characters I've ever created, and what a privilege it was to play her. Like, she was so amazing.
Yeah.
I wish there was a way to like. She's very, she gives off very Ensign Tilly energy. When Discovery came out, I got tagged in a lot of posts because here's like this quirky, like genius engineer hacker type girl with red hair, and I'm like, oh no. I was like, wow, I guess my Trek career is going to be ended on camera shortly.
Oh,
they just decided to take your character. Like, I like this. I'm taking this.
Yeah. I mean, I swear if they had Ensign Tilly drinking cream soda, I would have probably had to sue.
She may have. I don't know.
My character would only drink cream soda. In the RPG.
There was a party scene, and she may have been at that time. I don't remember.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
if she was drinking cream soda, then we have to have words.
Yeah,
maybe
words.
I think that Ensign Tilly has been stolen from me.
Oh no!
I'm kidding. No,
you heard it here first.
No.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
But you were an engineer, and she was in sciences, so there's that separation.
With the RPGs, it's amazing how the ideas that we have and the storytelling that we're doing, and then a show comes out and we're watching it happen, and we're like, oh no. Obviously, there was never any communication. They weren't watching, like they were in production way before we were. Like I remember when we started Clear Skies, which is one that we did on Zoom, and I played Dr. McCrell, who was a Cation chief medical officer, and then Lower Decks came out, and they had
we have Jillian coming up as a guest too.
Chief medical officer, and I was like, oh, okay. I mean, they were very completely different characters, but it just made me
Right.
laugh. And then,
That's
That's
funny.
quite funny.
and then Eric, our GM, came out with the idea that, oh, our ship has 2 warp cores. And then I'm sitting there
Oh,
in,
no.
With the
Star Trek
Protostar.
NDA world, and my brain going, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. Because in Prodigy, the whole thing was they have 2 warp cores.
Right.
Yep. That's
And I was
really
just
funny.
thinking, and I was just like, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. I hope they don't watch this and think that I gave him this idea, but it was something he came up with organically. And I was like, and this is live. I can't, there's no going back now. So it's amazing how life reflects, like the gaming that we did, like really was parallel sometimes to what was being shown by complete accident.
Yeah.
I
That's
bump into a
hilarious.
lot of that with, I interview a lot of comic book writers, and I talked to Mike Carlin, who's a DC writer from back in the day who wrote the
Yeah.
first TNG miniseries. We're actually going to, I had an interview with him. We're doing a second one
Oh,
just
wow.
about that. And I realized some of the things, like he did a Q storyline that they plucked elements from that ended up later in the TNG episode, or it was just similar, but
Yeah.
obviously not written in that vein. So,
Sometimes great minds think alike, or can be
yeah, but there's,
inspired. But sometimes this happens.
yeah.
Who would have thought 2 crews could have a quirky redhead? Like it's okay.
Yeah. I know. It's like, in the Star Wars universe where there's only 3 women, oh my gosh.
Whoa.
What's going
Not
on?
anymore. Not anymore. We're taking over the ships. Oh
I
my
know.
God. That was a huge crash. I think my cat just. Are you
Oh
okay?
my
Something definitely just crashed.
That's why I keep my cat. I have to keep him out of here, because if I didn't, we have 3 cats. I record in my basement.
That was
I
really
have the door the closest. They'd
You
be
guys
on my
mind if I
shoulders.
go check really quick?
No, that's
fine.
okay. I'm gonna give it a pause. All right, crisis averted. The
Crisis
cat
averted.
is safe.
The cat is fine. He's a giant Maine Coon, so he's very clumsy and doesn't know his own size.
Come on in here, Treyu. We want to see him. No, I'm just
and
kidding.
knocks over everything. I could go get him, but he's
Nice.
he's a food.
That's funny, because we've kind of reached the end here, but
No, what, already? Wow.
Yeah, this. I mean, that doesn't have to be. We can talk about anything you want to talk about, but
real
please.
quick. But going back to the TTRPG thing, I also play like D&D and Pathfinder. I play all of those as well. I didn't want to leave those in the dust. I play it all. You give me a dice, I roll it.
But
Okay,
do you have good luck with the dice?
It depends.
Because
I usually have halfling
don't.
luck, because I love being a halfling. It's my way of becoming a hobbit.
That's fair. I actually have I have like the Wheaton curse on steroids.
Oh no.
Where any die that I touch rolls badly. I hand it to someone else, it's fine.
That's what
I
makes
roll
the
on a
best
computer,
storytelling, though.
it's bad. It doesn't matter which system either. It can be D20 normal, it can be D12, it can be powered by Apocalypse, or it can be 2D20 like Star Trek Adventures where you're rolling inverse. Anytime. It's always the wrong numbers.
But that's what makes for great storytelling. You're the role.
Unless you're trying to DM, and then it just makes it a disaster.
And then they just kill you off very quickly.
Yeah, I was running a session last week, and it was just like, I can't hit you guys at all. At all.
Oh my
Amazing.
goodness. You guys, we got to get the 2 of you guys in a league together. That's another thing, Bonnie, being on the cruise, because Stashwick runs the big board, and I think Anthony Rapp was with him the last time, and I don't know if Wheaton was there at that, but he gets all these people in the mix, and we got to have, if they're leaving from New Orleans, and it's got to be you. So I'm going to go write an email tonight.
There you go.
I got your back. Well, wrapping up, this has been just absolutely freaking incredible and a lot of fun. What's in the mix for you right now? What are you working on?
Oh gosh, well, I'm currently in the process of pitching a children's television show, an educational musical comedy show for kids that gets kids back into reading and wanting to get back into libraries and storytelling and jumping into the books, and it's really fun.
Nice.
And so that's what I've been working on. It's been my big crazy brain meld thing of I need my ADHD is already like on fire today. I was like,
we're all there.
I should have taken an espresso shot to calm my brain down, believe it or not. No, I'm working on that, and it's something I'm very passionate about. I just also went to space camp a few weeks ago. I represented,
that's so crazy.
Yeah, representing with the Nichelle Nichols Foundation, and we mentored, and I was like the ambassador to a bunch of young girls ages like 14 through 17.
Fantastic.
We all got to do all like the astronaut training. They went on missions. They were so smart too. I felt like an idiot watching them do math and science. I was like, oh, they're like, does this look right, Miss Bonnie? I'm like, what do you think? I
Yeah,
don't
it's not my areas neither. I'm an artistic type like yourself.
Yeah, I was like, "Ooh, I'll definitely do the moonwalk. Don't make me do the math equation." But it was so much fun, and it gave me
Yeah,
hope for our future that these bright young girls are,
I love it.
wanting to make the world a better place. So like just doing more stuff like that throughout the year is a goal for me. I'm working on some new music and just working, surviving in LA. That's always
Yeah,
the story. And
yeah.
just hoping to keep spreading joy and creating, doing what I love.
You're rocking out with Tim Russ. I saw you play with it last
Yes,
weekend. I saw
he's
the ad.
wonderful. To the Tim Russ crew, Tim Russ's blues band, they're incredible,
Yeah,
and he's now had me jump in quite a few shows lately, which is
that's
great.
good. Yeah, we had him on last summer. He was very Vulcan like. We had to crack him down, but I finally did it when I asked him to compare contrast the Beatles and the Stones, and then he opened
Oh
right up.
yeah, start talking music with him. That's
Yeah,
his passion, honestly. Uh,
that definitely worked out.
he becomes almost like a butterfly is the cheesy way to say, but he becomes like a like you see him glowing when he's up there
Yeah,
performing music. Like
right.
it's his
I
happy
love it.
place. Yeah.
I would absolutely love to. We're thinking about an LA trip next year, my wife and I would love to catch him performing. I just see if I can make it all work. You know what I mean?
Yeah, his band's great.
Well, this has been absolutely incredible, Bonnie. Thank you.
My
Um,
pleasure.
I could have you back on to talk about Star Trek all the live long day. You have an open invitation to join our an episode of our show at some point if you want to
Absolutely.
talk about episodes.
Just be
Because
nerdy together.
yeah,
Woo!
Peter and I love. We focus just on talking about episodes. That's our
Oh,
crunch.
fun.
Um,
Okay.
yeah,
Ooh. I mean,
yeah.
I'll come on anytime.
I will.
Well,
Well, I
not
will.
anytime because my schedule's insane,
Yes.
but
I will make you aware of our schedule, and if there's some way we can make it happen, it would be a play. We had Larry Nemechek on to just talk about an episode that he picked.
I love
After we
Larry.
interviewed him,
I
Larry's
love
great. He's
Larry.
on the cruise as well.
I
So I
know.
enjoyed
Trust
chatting
me.
with
I
him.
know of all the people that are going that are not
Well,
me.
next year it'll be you. I'm telling you, I'm on a mission. I'm gonna see what I can do.
And I will
Let's see
still
what I can do.
wave.
And I'm trying to get Peter. Peter has a twin brother who's in the army, so I'm like, there's a military discount. You guys get a room together and save 5%. I'm telling you,
Yeah, just
make
don't
it.
play.
Find a way to make it happen. All
Make
right,
it
I'll wrap
so.
this up. Yeah, I'll wrap this up. Bonnie, you're the queen. Thank you so much for spending time with us.
Thank you.
Patreons, thanks for tuning in. If you're listening to this on a regular feed or on our YouTube channel, please visit patreon.com/Secret Friends Unite. You can find, or we're over on Apple and Spotify. You can find all of our great interviews with folks like this wonderful Bonnie Gordon.
That's
and
me.
We will talk to you in the near future. So we'll see you soon.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
This podcast is part of the Secret Friends Unite podcasting network, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and podcast services around the galaxy, as well as video on our YouTube channel. You can support Secret Friends Unite by becoming a Patreon member, get bonus programs and more over at patreon.com/secretfriendsunite. Join our Discord community for even more discussions on all things geek. For all the latest updates on Secret Friends Unite, make sure to follow us on Threads at secret.friends.unite and visit secretfriendsunite.com. Find our merchandise at TeePublic and Redbubble. Thanks for listening, and may the Force live long and prosper.